Pleasant good Tuesday afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Georgetown Eagle Baseball live this afternoon from Georgetown High School. I'm Rob Hipp with my good friend Galen Wellnicki, Nathan Hyde, our technical director tonight, and David England down on our field cam. And this is 19-5A District Baseball. Georgetown entering tonight's contest a perfect 11-0 in 19-5A. The overall record 19-7-1, of course, coached by Adam Foster in the blue and white colors. For the Cedar Park Timberwolves, 7-2 in 19-5A. In second place, 13-8-0, coached by Chris Gorillick in green and white. Well, set for a great game here tonight. Galen, we're excited about it. I'll let you say a few things, and then we've got a special guest that'll be coming on here in just a few moments. But, Galen, a big game for Georgetown tonight as they try to continue their streak here in 19-5A.
It's a big game for both these teams, really. If Georgetown wins, they'll go to 12-0, and they basically clinch the district championship. They would only have to win one of their final 4 games, probably against 2 of the weaker teams in the district, Cedar Creek and Conley. If you remember, Conley got beat 28-0 by Rouse Saturday. And as far as Cedar Park loses, they fall to 3 losses. And right now, that would put 4 teams fighting for the second, third, and fourth places in the playoffs, because there's 3 teams right now that have 3 losses.
That's right, and that's not where Georgetown is in a perfect position right now at 11-0 to really keep things alive here in 19-5A. Well, speaking of that, we've got a very special guest on the line this afternoon. Would like to welcome in the guy who helped SHN get started, my former broadcast partner, live from Arizona this evening, Mr. Matt Leishman. Matt, good to hear from you, man. Glad you could join us.
Hey, guys. Glad to hear from you as well. Hot day here in Arizona, 100 degrees right on the mark. First day of the year, it's hit 100 here, and it's early April, so we're gearing up for a fun summer here as far as the heat goes.
You could have been with us here Saturday when it was 31.
That's crazy.
Well, Matt, I know that you've been following Georgetown Eagle baseball, even though you're there in Arizona. I know that you've been following the Eagles. Tell us about your impressions so far here. Of course, working with us at SHN as my broadcast partner for many years, and again, helping get things started. What are your initial impressions here of how Georgetown is looking this season, 11-0 right now in 19-5A?
Rob, Galen, just phenomenal. These guys, the thing that I think is maybe a little different than the first 2 years we covered baseball with SHN is that the chemistry seems to be just remarkable with these guys. Not only do you have elite pitching, defense, and hitting, the chemistry among the new players on varsity with the guys like Cole Moore, Luke Seaback, Cole Posey, Ryan Neitch, those guys have been there before. But then you get guys like Jeffrey David, Grayson Smith, who's just been lights out on the mound, coming in there and joining varsity, and they're not missing a beat.
Well, you've been able to keep up with them there from Arizona through our broadcast, Matt. But, talking about the team this year from last year, a lot of improvements. We haven't really seen as much on some of the power hitting end, but all together, Matt, I think this is a team that has just really gelled together. And as you just said, a lot of these guys have been together a long time. Your thoughts on how that's going?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you may not have – I know Cole Moore has hit a few out, and he's doing what you'd expect him to do as a senior who's going to play college baseball. But, as we talked about the other day, Rob, just the high level of pitching, timely hitting, and defense that Georgetown has allowed them to get through district with 11 wins and no losses so far. And I think for tonight's game, guys, that's the last hurdle Georgetown has to possibly going undefeated for the second time in 3 years. I mean, I haven't obviously been able to see every game because your 7 o'clock games begin at 5 o'clock Arizona time. So it's a little bit of a, we're on Pacific time right now. But this team, Rob, if you think about it, 2 years ago, a nice playoff run that ended at the hands of the Alamo Heights Ace. But last year cut short, just a tomball team that was kind of on fire at the time Georgetown met them in the first round. But this could be a team that makes a long run. I know they're ranked 13th right now, and they could be, with Coach Foster leading the way and a great group of 5 assistant coaches, this team could make a nice run.
Well, talking about those rankings, the coaching staff and any sport you talk to, rankings, they say we just want to win. But they are ranked now number 11 in the new poll that just came out. Rouse no longer on that poll. And Galen, you were talking about they have now made some votes for the Texas high school baseball coaches poll. Tell us about that, Galen.
They're getting some other votes. They're about 14th, I think, if you went by the list, which is not in alphabetical order, they would be about 14th in that poll. And that's voted by coach. There's a coach or two in each region, in each area of the state that votes on that poll.
Right.
Well, Matt,
I was going to say, to have 11 wins after an 8-7-1 non-district record. I know that's not exactly where Coach wanted to be at that point, but they played some tough teams, and that got them ready for a tough 19-5A, and so far they've been able to run the table.
Yeah, well, things looking good here in 19-5A. Of course, Rouse, Cedar Park, really the meat of this district, but there's still some teams down the road that really want to bite Georgetown's bullet, and, it's going to be tough for Georgetown. They have just got to keep their composure. In any sport, it's tough to go undefeated. I mean, look at Lake Travis over in 6A, the number 1 team in the state, arguably one of the top teams in the nation, 21-0 in their season so far, and that includes district and regular season, but Georgetown making a case here in 5A, Matt. Matt, wanted to give you an opportunity to give some shout-outs out there and also some final comments from you this afternoon, Matt.
Well, guys, I just want to say, first of all, even though I'm here, I'm enjoying overseeing this daily newspaper. It's kind of a dream come true. Great place, great apartment, great everything so far out here. I miss you guys. I miss SHN like crazy. Miss covering Georgetown, obviously. Wanted to say to you guys, the camera angles, the improvements, the layers, as I like to say, just really, really adding so much to the broadcast, especially with baseball, seeing, different camera angles. It looks awesome. Shout out, I know the Buzzman's listening right now or watching on YouTube, so want to say hi to them. And just wanted to say I'll be following the way things have gone, the way things will go for Georgetown. And Rob, wanted to congratulate SHN on picking up Southwestern, because that's a huge progression in the life of SHN. And congrats on that. And I'll be watching.
Hey, man, well, you mean a lot to us. Still a friend of SHN, still a brother to me, man, and appreciate all the work that you've done over the years, and happy you're out there in Arizona, really living the dream job, man. So we're excited to keep up with you. And I also wanted to say, man, thank you for keeping up with Georgetown. The folks here care a lot about you, man.
Appreciate it, man. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay.
Right. Well, once again, that was Matt Leishman on the phone with us moments ago from Arizona. Of course, working next to me for many years, and now Galen Wellnicki has stepped into that seat, and Galen doing a fine job as Matt mentored me for a long time, and now you've continued to mentor me, so it means a lot, Galen, as well. The legend, Galen Wellnicki, up here.
We've got a special moment going on. I don't know how many people know this down on the field right now, but Jared is given the lineup card to the umpires, and this may be the last time this year he does that. He could, depending on what the weather is Friday, because the weather is real iffy for Friday. But Jared is leaving for China Saturday morning.
That's right.
He's going to play in a golf tournament, a special needs golf tournament in China.
Well, maybe we can, get David to kind of walk around the other side there so we can get a good shot of that. He's got a great angle right there. But, yeah, Jared, again, just an integral part of everything here at Georgetown. And with the baseball team, he brings so much excitement. And, Galen, I'm so honored and just thankful that you brought that out, because that is true that that may be it as far. So he'll be out in China.
I was talking to his mother a few minutes ago down the concession stand, and I ducked in the back door to get a Coke and some water, and she said she won't be here Friday night working the concession stand because she's got to get them packed to leave Saturday morning for China. But that's got to be a great trip for him and a great experience.
Well, again, just about to get started here at Georgetown High School. The time now 6:59 p.m. Thanks for joining us for a great night of baseball here in Georgetown, Texas. Of course, at Georgetown High School Eagle Field. The corners at 323, the left and right power alleys at 385, and then that center mark, Galen, we still don't have the exact, but maybe around 395, close to 400. But one day we'll measure that, so we'll see. Well, Curtis Parker back in the booth tonight as the public address announcer. We appreciate that, and also any Cedar Park fans out there that may be joining our broadcast, we appreciate and welcome you into the broadcast as well. Well, Galen, Georgetown looking good here at 11-0, Cedar Park in second place, and I'll let you go over some of that district standings here in 19-5A.
Georgetown's up 11-0, Cedar Park 7-2, and as we've talked before, at this point in a staggered race where teams have buys and are not equal in the number of games played, you always go by the loss column.
Well, Georgetown really clipped up on that Cedar Park run differential that you were talking about last week. Cedar Park at that point had not allowed more than 10 runs all season, and then giving up 10 to Georgetown on the ice hardball match. I don't know what you call it. It's not the ice bowl, but it was cold, 39 degrees, 31 wind chill. But talk about that, Galen, about Georgetown. I mean, come on, it was a huge game for the Eagles.
It was. It was very important. And Cedar Park took it very important. Because as we packed up the equipment, they were still there having a meeting 30 to 45 minutes after the team meeting, 30 to 45 minutes after the game the other Saturday afternoon. And I'm sure they felt that. Even though they were in the dugout, they felt that.
Yeah. Well, Galen here at Georgetown High School under fair skies, 72 degrees, the humidity a beautiful 33%. The wind's not going to be much of a factor. The flag's out there barely blowing. The wind out of the east at 6 miles per hour. And visibility 9 miles. Hardly a cloud in the sky. If anything, Galen, I'm looking around here in the booth. I don't see a single cloud in the sky. So we have a beautiful night for baseball. And tonight, though, it's going to get a little chilly, around 49 degrees. The temperature back up to 80 degrees tomorrow. But overall, it's going to be a very pleasant evening for baseball. And we don't have to wear our jackets tonight.
No, and that's great. I didn't bring my garden gloves either tonight.
Well, leading off for the Cedar Park Timberwolves, we'll go over their lineup real quick. I'll let you go ahead and go over those real quick, Galen.
Okay, leading off for them will be Ryder Hernandez in right field. Then Austin Hewitt, the catcher, batting second. Ryan Fiala at first base will be the third batter. Evan Sparks, the shortstop, will be batting cleanup. Max Sexton, the DH, will be DHing for the pitcher. Jack Barna. Nathan Pish will be at third base. Nate Alacron will be in left field. Brent McDonald in center field, and Brooks Robbie in second base.
So that's for your Cedar Park. For the Georgetown Eagles, leading off tonight will be the catcher, number 20, Wyatt Childress. The shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey. The first baseman, number 23, Cole Moore. In the cleanup position tonight, the center fielder, number 6, Ryan Neitsch. Behind him, batting fifth, the third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David. The designated hitter in the sixth position, number 13, the hitting sensation, as we've started to call him, Logan Drake, who may be over 500 now. We'll look that up in a minute. The bottom three for Georgetown, the left fielder, number 25, Hunter Savarese. In the eighth position, the right fielder, number 12, Jackson Siosen. And batting ninth tonight, the second baseman, number 8, Luke Seaback. And Galen, as we look at that, where is he at?
500.
Right at 500. Well, as we continue the broadcast here tonight, the national anthem playing in the background here, and we are excited. Thank you for joining us. We didn't have a chance to break away as we wanted to make sure that we got the lineups in here tonight. But as always, we appreciate the playing of our country's national anthem and all the respect here. A lot of folks made it out here this afternoon for this game, and a huge game because this is the meet that continues for Georgetown, now ranked number 11 in that poll, but again, getting votes in the Texas High School Baseball's poll as well, Galen.
And, the thing is, there's 3 teams in that other district ahead of us in at least one of the polls, and the district will play for by district. But, you really need to get that win first place so you get that fourth place team from the other district in the first round of the playoffs, because that's a tough district.
Well, on the mound tonight for Georgetown will be number 14, Grayson Smith, the right-handed pitcher for the Georgetown Eagles. As we pull up the stats here for Grayson Smith, Galen, I'll let you go over his stats there.
Okay, Grayson is on 38 and a third innings. He's 4-2 record, 26 strikeout to 7 walk ratio, and a 1.46 ERA.
Of course, Wyatt Childress will be back behind the plate for Georgetown Eagles tonight. Wyatt, our SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle Player of the Game, as he helped to get things started, had a huge night for Georgetown and boy, really that 6th inning and then really the 7th inning as things really got out of hand for Cedar Park and really on the positive end for Georgetown. And wanted to say Jackson Champion, we had him on the video doing a crazy dance move. Just out of the blue, he did it. That video has went semi-viral now. It had several, I think it was a few hundred likes, almost 100 retweets. And so it's just crazy. You never know what's going to happen. So we appreciate the energy and the enthusiasm of Jackson Champion that he brings here to Georgetown High School. As we are just about to get started here, Galen, I'm continuing to fill out some charts here. So far, been a fun season so far as the Eagles continue to focus on their winning ways. And as we said earlier, for any team to go undefeated, Georgetown's not thinking about that. They're thinking about, let's get a win, let's move on to the next game, let's get a win, let's move on to the next game. Being undefeated, I think from the coach's eyes, that's something cool, but it's nothing. It's not like they enter the season saying, we're going to fight to be undefeated. That's not the ultimate goal.
We're going to go to, if the weather's good, we'll be playing Cedar Creek here Friday night at 7, and then going to Cedar Creek at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Then we've got a week off from district play, and we'll squeeze in a game against Stony Point, a non-district game against Stony Point that week. And then we'll finish up the regular season against Conley the following week. So.
Stepping the plate for the Timberwolves, the right fielder, number 22.
And we've been real fortunate in the district so far. We have not lost a game, and even with the strange weather at times, we have not lost a district game. Everybody is on schedule right now in the district.
That's great news, and things looking good here for Georgetown as we are just about to get underway. Time now, 7:06 p.m. Again, welcome into the broadcast booth. Rob Hipp alongside Galen Wellnicki. Curtis Parker, the public address announcer tonight. Thank you for joining us here for another night of Georgetown Eagle baseball. Again, leading off for Cedar Park will be the right fielder, number 22, Ryder Hernandez. The pitch on the fastball, and that one a little too low in the basement. An early ball here, 1-0 the count.
We got a good crowd here over from Cedar Park tonight, sitting on down the right field line, and right now they're enjoying having the sun on them.
Second delivery on the way. This one across the corner on the inside. The count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Although that pitch there looked like it was more in a ball area than the first one, Galen. Grayson. Go ahead, Galen.
I was watching the Rangers game last night, and Angel Hernandez was behind the plate in that game, and a lot of his calls looked strange. So.
Well, first base, 3 unassisted there is Cole Moore. Line drive right into the glove of Moore. Tags the base unassisted. That'll be the first out. 1 up, 1 down. Second in the order, the catcher, number 20, Austin Hewitt for the Cedar Park Timberwolves, right-handed hitter. Well, we saw a lot of Cole Posey action last game. We've seen a lot of action from him at that shortstop position this season. His glove is, even in that cold weather, didn't have a chance to really cool off too much, Galen. First pitch here is going to be a ball too close inside.
I imagine a lot of players were hoping they'd hit the ball to him just so they could move. You stood around too long, you'd have icicles out there.
Well, the sun right in the eyes on Grayson Smith. He's going to have to work around it. That could be causing some problems here tonight. The second pitch too low and on the outside corner, 2-0.
The bad people are the second baseman and the right fielder right now in this ballpark.
Jeffrey David got a little glistening of sun across his neck. He's got his sunglasses on, as do most of the outfielders for Georgetown and the infield. Right-handed delivery on the way. This one, the fastball right across the plate for a strike, 2-1. Well, again, 1 up, 1 down here already. 1 out underway here in the top of the first inning. We're no score on the board as of yet. Georgetown on the defensive end. The kick up, the right-handed delivery. This one clips the corner on the fastball, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, Cedar Creek 4-6 in district play, and they're down there to bottom out the bottom 4 in 19-5A. Of course, the top 4 will make it to the playoffs. Georgetown sitting pretty right now. I'm definitely trying to come out of here tonight and knock off Cedar Park. That one right across the plate on the fastball. Looking at it, it'll be a strikeout. So Galen 2 up, 2 down. Grayson Smith looking good so far here to start things off for Georgetown. The first baseman, third in the order, number 15, Ryan Fiala. Now for the Cedar Park Timberwolves, he's a left-handed batter. So we'll see a right-hand delivery against a left-hand bat. Stands with that left foot low in the box. Fiala holds the ball or the bat at about a 45-degree angle. The pitch on the way, too far outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Georgetown here 11-0, 19-7-1 on the season, coached by Adam Foster. Coach Brinley and Jordan Vieira. You know, we mentioned Brinley a lot, and I failed to mention Vieira quite a bit. He has done a phenomenal job as well over the years here with these Georgetown Eagles, Galen.
And he did a good job when he was playing here for the Georgetown
right.
Eagles.
Foster went to school here, if I'm not mistaken. 2-0 the count. Last pitch was a ball. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. This one's going to ground over. Now Cole's going to get that glove warm. Drops it, picks it up over, and got him. Little 6-3 action redeems itself. 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. And that brings us to the middle of the first inning. Galen will keep it right here. Impressive start for Grayson Smith with the sun right in his eyes.
It is, and we'll see. We've got a left-hander pitching for Cedar Park tonight, and I was told that he was kind of a soft thrower, so I don't know, whether to believe the sources or not. The sources was the same Vieira we were talking about just a few minutes ago. So,
well, that one up on the mound that'll be pitching tonight, number 10, Jack Barna. So he will be the pitcher on the mound for the Cedar Park Timberwolves. Behind home plate will be number 20, Austin Hewitt, who we saw moments ago, second in the order. And then over at first base will be number 15, Ryan Fiala. He was third in the order.
Number 10, Jack Barna.
We got Wyatt Childress coming up to bat. He's hitting .277. He'll be followed by Cole Posey, who's jacking his average up now to .254. Just a week ago, he was down around .214, .215, but he's moving his average up real well. And then we got Cole Moore at .427 in this inning.
Wow. With
28 RBIs, 4 home runs, 7 doubles. So he definitely is the power package out there right now for Georgetown.
The warm-up pitch is underway here for Jack Barna. Again, he is a left-handed pitcher for the Cedar Park Timberwolves.
Pretty slender guy out there.
Trying to figure out that right fielder tonight, Galen, for Cedar Park.
That man is Ryder Hernandez, I believe.
And so again, leading off for Georgetown here in the bottom of the first inning. The catcher, number 20, Wyatt Childress.
Stepping to the plate for the Georgetown Eagles, number 20, Wyatt Childress.
We may have some new camera angles out there on our main field cam tonight as Cole Smith working that one. We're going to try to bring maybe some close-ups of some of these hits a little bit better out there, as we normally leave that camera static. But again, part of what we do at SHN is always trying to improve the quality of our broadcast, and we're going to see how it goes tonight. I know Cole doing great work out there. Normally up here, technical directing. The first pitch on the way, too far outside, and Childress will start with 1 ball and no strikes.
Steps in front, he's back foot's right on the line to the front of the batter's box. Got a 1-1.
Count there, called a strike. Third delivery off the left hand on the way. This one too high upstairs. Somebody forgot to close the door to the attic. 2-1. I don't know what that means, Galen.
I thought you were talking about the air conditioner that's blowing on my neck right now.
Pitch here. This one hit right in the back. And we've seen a lot of pitches in the previous few games to where the player leaned into it. Definitely no one leaning into the ball there, and that's a hit by pitch. So Wyatt Childress will reach on the hit by pitch. That'll bring up the second in the order, the shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey.
I think almost the hit by pitch may be the play de jour this season.
The shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey.
Well, how do you feel, Rob? Do you think we're going to go for the big inning here and swing away, or do you think he's going to try to play small ball and move him along?
Yeah, I think with Cole here, he's probably just going to try to move him along. We'll see. He doesn't line up for a sack, though, and he's going to hit this one over to right field. It's going to go foul, though, in the corner, actually over the fence, so the early count here on that foul ball. No balls, 1 strike for Copo. Again, no outs, 1 on for Georgetown at first base is Wyatt Childress, who was hit by the pitch moments ago. And no score here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll see. I would think that Cole would try to lay a bunt here, over to the left infield. But instead, he's going to swing. And this one here too low, and the count 1-1.
That hole right now, the way the first baseman's playing for Cedar Park, and the second baseman's over toward the bag, guarding against the steal. That's a pretty inviting hole over there on the right side of the infield.
Yeah, you're right. Right fielder is pulled way in, and Georgetown base runner going to be safe at first. Childress was trying to lead off, and Barna had him looking over there, trying to keep him honest on a 1-3 pick, and the runner safe over to Fiola.
If Copo hit the ball over there, Wyatt would be the closest person to make a play on it.
Oh, yeah. 1-1, no outs, base runner on one. The pitch on the way, he takes away here, and he's going to reach over there to second base on the stolen base, Galen.
That is a stolen base.
So Childress.
That's 17th stolen base of the year.
17 for Wyatt Childress. Leading him above that, the leading steal base runner for Georgetown, Ryan Goodnight. Runner now in scoring position on second, no outs, 1-2 the count here on Copo. Pitch on the way, too far outside. Childress going to dive. Did he get there in time to third? He is safe. Back-to-back stolen bases, and now Georgetown looking good on a 2-2 here for Cole Posey, no outs.
That was the 109th and 110th stolen base and 145 attempts for Georgetown.
Well, I think Childress may have heard me because he's trying to inch closer there to Ryan Neitch, and he's tied with him now at 19. Pitch on the way. This one hit right up to center field, and unfortunately it's a line drive, so Childress will have to stay at third. We were hoping we could get that up a little bit higher, if so, and more to the left power alley. That could have been a sac fly, but instead Childress is going to have to stay where he's at third. That'll be the first out on a fly 8. Actually, a line 8, Galen.
Yes. You could hung your clothes on there. It was like a clothesline out there. We got our power man up. But any power tonight's going to have to be supplied by the batter because there's no wind.
Well, Cole Moore, his 76th at-bat, 32 hits on the season. He's reached second base 7 times, third base once, 4 home runs, 28 RBIs, and averages .427. And the first pitch to Cole Moore is a strike. Again, the first baseman, number 23, Cole Moore.
If there are any of those trees on the out past the right field fence are moving any, there's a squirrel or a cat on one of the limbs out there because there's no wind whatsoever right now.
Pitch here too close inside, and the count even now. Aces across the board.
Take that hand to the casino with you.
That's right. Pitch here.
2-1.
Will be called a ball, 2-1. Barna has some velocity behind that ball tonight. Trying to knock the power hitter off his feet a little bit. This one way too close inside and low again. 3-1 now the count. Cole Moore's got his options here on a 3-1. Again, base runner on third for Georgetown, Wyatt Childress stepping off the bag. The left-handed pitch on the way. The delivery, this one's grounded. Base hit and a run scored. Another RBI for Cole Moore. Now that is his 29th RBI of the season. Cole Moore will reach over to first as he laced that one right into the ground on right field, in between that gap there on that power alley, Galen, bringing in Georgetown's Wyatt Childress for a 1-0 lead.
Stepping the plate for the Eagles, the center fielder, number 6, Ryan Knight.
I was just about to ask you before the pitch came if you would have went ahead and walked him or if you would have pitched to him in that situation with a 3-1 count.
Ryan Knight's fourth in the order, cleaning up tonight. The center fielder hits that one foul over off the first base line. The count 0-1. I don't know with Cole Moore. And you know the video's out there because we video every game. You think after a while you'd start to say, maybe we shouldn't pitch to this guy. But, hey, that's to be honest, any Georgetown hitter. I mean, you start talking about that here as a strike called. Ryan Knight's pulled back on it, but it was too late. 0-2 the count. I mean, you even may consider that with Logan Drake, with the way he's hitting at 500.
Ryan's hitting .324 here.
Ryan Knight's the right-handed hitter for Georgetown, stands with that right foot in the corner. This one almost trying to get on a base hit, and Cedar Park not going to be able to complete the double play, but they do get Cole Moore out at second. That one there on a
Florida
4-6.
Fielder's choice for Knight.
So Cole Moore will be out for the second on a 4-6.
Jeffrey David coming up.
Knights will reach on the fielder's choice, and fifth in the order. Now in the meat of the order, the third baseman, number 7, Jeff David.
Who's coming in there with a 361 batting average, which is nothing to sneeze at unless you caught a cold Saturday at the game.
I've been sneezing all day, man. And in fact, I told you before the game I may have you help call, but something about baseball, I guess I'm feeling a little bit better now. Swing and a miss here. Georgetown going to steal over to second and got there in time. So a stolen base for Ryan Knights. That'll be his 20th stolen base of the season. And Jeffrey David will be 0-1.
We got a duel going between him and Childress right now for the stolen base lead.
Yeah, 20-19 now. Knights in the lead. Jeffrey David was also an SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle Player of the Game earlier this season. The pitch pulled back here by Barna as he looks over his shoulder at second base. Brooks Raby going to stand near that and not allow Ryan Knights to lead off too much. Pitch on the way. Knights takes off. He's going to try to get there, and he got there in time. Plenty of time for Ryan Knights, and now the lead up to 21 stolen bases on the season.
I'll tell you one thing. They're not showing much respect for Mr. Hewitt.
No, not at all. Hewitt, of course, the catcher there, also wears number 20 behind the plate for Cedar Park. Kick up, the left-hand delivery, pulls back, and may have got there in just enough time, and he does for a ball, 2-1. That could have been close, but he pulled back in just enough time.
Probably didn't agree with too many of the Cedar Park fans on that one. And here comes the he's coming out now to talk to the umpire.
You always wonder, do these conferences really do much, Galen? You're just trying to get into the umpire's head, I guess.
You're trying to get it, you're trying to influence them that maybe the next call should.
But I think if you're a seasoned umpire, you just kind of say, okay, and you just let it go in one and out the other. What'd you think?
Pretty much. It depends on the umpire. If you get a young umpire, a real young umpire, which you're probably not going to get at this level of high school ball, you might be able to influence him a little bit.
2-1 the count here for Georgetown. Again, 2 outs. Georgetown's reached third base twice tonight. Childress scoring 1 earlier off that RB by Cole Moore. Or beg your pardon, by Cole Posey. Pitch on the way. This one too far outside, and the count now at 3-1. That was Cole Posey with that RBI, correct?
Right. No, it was Cole Moore.
It was Cole Moore?
Yes.
Yeah, it was right, because
David has, okay, David's on now. Ooh.
Yeah, late one there, and they called a strike, and now it's going to be 3-2 on Jeffrey David. Yeah, you're right, it was on. Sorry about that, Galen. Takes me a while to get the pencil moving. Payoff pitch on the way here by Barna, the left-handed pitch on the way. This one going to be hit over to right field, and it goes foul at the last moment. And the count remains 3-2 for Jeffrey David. Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Got him for the third out. So a strikeout swinging, but Georgetown able to score 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And the Eagles lead 1-0 as we are through 1. Top of the second coming up. Don't go anywhere, folks. Georgetown Eagle Baseball live tonight on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. Will continue after this.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.
Welcome back to Eagle Field. Rob Hipp alongside Galen Wellnicki. Galen, we're through one. Georgetown leads 1-0. Not a bad start for the Eagles tonight against another competitive Cedar Park team.
Yeah, there was a possibility to score more, too, in that inning, and that's good base running in that.
Well, Georgetown only leaving on one runner, and previous at-bat for Cedar Park, they only got through three. It was 3 up, 3 down. Leading off will be the shortstop, number 11, Evan Sparks.
The Cedar Park coach is definitely trying to sell something with the umpire. He's talking John at him again. And I don't think they're talking about going to Denny's after the game.
We got a Denny's north of here up in Gerald. It's pretty good. It's not bad.
No, I've eaten there. It's pretty good for a Denny's.
Yeah. Grayson Smith on the mound, 3 up, 3 down earlier. This one, the first pitch, going to be a tip swing, and it's a foul, 0-1. I think he got part of that, Galen, but not enough lick on it. Smith with the sun still in his eyes. Jeffrey David now in the shadows. The pitch on the way. This one too close inside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. That's just how quick here when the sun starts to set, those shadows go away. At the last defensive stand for Georgetown, Jeffrey David had the sun right at his neckline. Now he's completely in the shadows, and Cole Posey will be in the shade here in just a few moments. The right-handed pitch on the way. This one too far outside, and the count ahead now at 2-1 on Max Sexton. No, Evan Sparks, beg your pardon. Sexton due up next.
2-2.
Over here playing mechanical pencil. 2-2 even count. No outs, nobody on. Georgetown leads 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Grayson Smith on the mound with that right foot, stands right on the rubber. The delivery, swing, foul tip behind him. And the count remains 2-2, no outs. And Childress is going to talk things over real quick with Grayson Smith, make sure they're on the same page here. Well, Galen, you talked about last game. You brought up a very valid point. It's good to see Max Sexton out there on the field for Cedar Park, as he had that just terrible injury in football that knocked him out for the remainder of the season. And, you know, and his backup quarterback came in and still able to defeat Georgetown after Georgetown had quite the run there in the first half. 2-2 delivery off the right hand, too close inside, and the count now full at 3-2.
That's probably the game, beside the last game with College Station, that's probably the game that Georgetown would like to have back.
The cold air continues on the back of Galen. We're going to have to turn that thing in between break. Pitch here on the way. This one's going to ground.
Foul.
And it rolls foul at the last moment. The count remains at a payoff pitch, 3-2, no outs.
You know, you talk about right field. Well, you actually, you know, you stick, when in kids' games, you always stick the weakest player out in right field when you choose up teams and things like that. But you actually have to have pretty good tools to play right field in an organized form of baseball. You've got to have a better arm than if you played left field, and you've got to battle. In most ballparks, you have to battle the sun at some point in time. So,
well, the sun in Smith's eyes right here, Galen, on the payoff pitch, upcoming, kicks up the right-handed delivery, got away from him, and he'll walk. So base on balls for Evan Sparks as he reaches. Fifth in the order, the designated hitter, number 7, Max Sexton.
We'll bring up the DH, number 7, Max Sexton.
That's only the 8th walk given up this year by Smith, which is a pretty good thing in high school ball to have that few, isn't it? The number of innings he has, and then have that few.
Again, base runner on one, reached moments ago. Evan Sparks, now Max Sexton, the right-handed hitter for Cedar Park. Grayson with the sun in his eyes. Georgetown trying to get him out at first over there, and the runner's going to be safe. Cole Moore trying to work a little magic. Good sportsmanship out there as Cole Moore lost his hat, and Evan Sparks tossed it back to him. Want to know the count here on Mac. Smith looks down, pitches, lets it fly. Cedar Park going to try to steal, and I think Georgetown may have got there in time. No,
Nope.
they say he's safe. Cole Posey's foot wasn't there as Childress delivered a dagger into the glove of Posey. Just couldn't get there in time, and that's going to be a stolen base for Evan Sparks over to second. And that's about the fourth total stolen base we've seen by both teams. Fifth. Wow.
We're going to have a little running action tonight.
1-1 the count here. It was called a strike moments ago on Max Sexton. The pitch on the way. This one hit deep into right field. Foul territory, though, over the fence, and the count at 1-2.
There's no question that Jackson's wearing sunglasses out in right field because you can see the glare off the sun, off his glasses, kind of an orange glow off his glasses when he was running after that foul ball.
Grayson with the sun still in his eyes, looks back over to second, almost had a moment there as the base runner was leading way off Evan Sparks. He was able to get back in time, though. The count at 1-2. Again, no outs and a base runner on second in scoring position. That's your tying run and your lead run at home plate right now, Galen. Grayson looks over his left, now kicks the right-handed pitch up high, and they're going to call a ball, 2-2 even count.
Pitch is coming in. And it's outside again, a full count, 3-2. Steps in. This is an important pitch for at this stage of the game right now, with a full count and the runaround's leading off a second. Gopo's breaking for the bag, but Smith just steps off the rubber and doesn't react to the looks in again. Fouled off again, fouled off over toward the Georgetown dugout on a bounce.
Three and two the count. Galen, thank you. Georgetown again trying to pick over there at second.
It's a good thing he didn't throw. There wasn't anybody that's covering second base right then.
I've seen a couple where they've let that go, just a mental error, and boy, that's a run scored if he lets that go sometimes. Grayson Smith, the payoff pitch coming up. Lets this one fly, goes foul. Right off the back into the net. Behind home plate, the count remains 3-2. Again, 3-2, full count, no outs.
Good little war here between the pitcher and the batter. We got 7 pitches now with 3-2 and 2 fouls. So
again, Georgetown leads 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Your tying run at second, your lead runner at bat right now. Smith, with the sun still in his eyes, looks over his right shoulder, now back to the left and to the right, shaking his head no. Now kicks up the right-handed pitch too far outside.
No.
They say it clipped the corner, and Sexton not happy about that call as he shakes his head no to the umpire. And it is a strikeout. Looking at it for the first out. Third baseman, 6 in the order. Number 14, Nathan Pish.
Mac probably has a pretty definite idea about balls and strikes since he's a pitcher. Too, he's the closer for this year for the Timberwolves.
Pitch on the way. This one hit up and a line drive right into the sun. Glistened eyes of Ryan Knight. Luckily, he's got those shades on. And that'll be a line 8 for the second out. So 2 up. The previous 2 down. Of course, Evan Sparks reaching on a walk. Now at second. He is that tying run with a stolen base earlier as the 4th batter. We're now in the 7th. In the order, the left fielder, number 8, Nate Alacron. Alacron here, a right-handed hitter, stands staggered in that box game with his back foot way near the back line, his front foot all the way up to the line.
That's what you would call a very open stance.
Time called here. Gets a couple of swings in as he gets his gloves adjusted. He's outside the box. Galen, when you call time, how much time do you get? I've always wondered that.
Just whatever you need to get. You can walk out there, but you need to get back fairly soon, or you're going to incur the wrath of the umpire.
You're not allowed to take a snack or anything
No.
like that. A bite of Snickers.
Well, if you might be able to if you gave some to the umpire. I'll tell you one thing: the umpire's working an outside with right-handed batters. Outside pitches are definitely meat tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say the sun-bathed pitch off the hand of Smith looked too far out. The ump's going to give him the benefit, and it's 0-1. And again,
he's
Smith
out there. That's really a wide open stance. He's got 1 foot in Williamson County and the other one in Bell County, I think.
he just wants to reach up, over there and say hello to you up in Temple, Galen. Pitch on the way here off the right hand. This one tried to curve back in, still too far out, and the count 1-1. 2 outs here, 1-1 the count. Your tying run at second still standing. Your lead runner at bat right now, number 8, Nate Alcaron. The pitch. This one popped way up into the air. It's going to go behind the Cedar Park dugout. Nobody's going to be able to come near catching that one, and the count at 1-2.
There's some kids playing out catch out there behind the dugout.
Well, those shadows now over Cole Posey. The only sun that we're seeing is still right in the eyes of Grayson Smith and your right fielders out there in the infield and the outfield for Georgetown. So you've still got a good, healthy chunk of players out there still in the sunlight, Galen. Pitch on the way. This one's going to pop up ground and trying to make the play. Smith over to Cole Moore. And a nice little 1-3 action for the third out. Georgetown working out of that one there. No runs, no hits, no errors, and leaving one on base. We're through 1.5. We'll take a quick break. Georgetown at bat next. Georgetown Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports continues after this.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Hipp Network and SHNSports.com. Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit SHNSports.com/VIP. That's SHNSports.com/VIP.
Welcome back to Georgetown Eagle Field. Rob Hipp alongside Galen Wellnicki. Bottom of the second about to get underway. Leading off here in the bottom of the second, Galen, the sixth in the order, the designated hitter, the hitting sensation, number 13, Logan Drake.
Hitting 500, he's followed by 2 guys hitting in the 300s. So
On the pitch there, a little close on him as he felt the wind of that ball off of his right sleeve. 1-0 the count. I mean, he's got to be one of the best hitters in Central Texas right now, if not the best, Galen. Second pitch here going to be called a strike as he looked at it, 1-1. Left-handed pitch on the way. This one too high upstairs, and the count at 2 balls, 1 strike.
you got to remember, the pitcher got to remember, Logan Drake is not a tall man.
Georgetown tonight in their pinstripe jerseys. Pitch here on the way. This one's going to hit foul into the net behind us. And the count at 2-2. Two-two delivery. This one going to pop up into the air. The left fielder going to try to get under it. Nate Alacron, and he got it. He got it. Good thing my English teacher from high school wasn't up here. I was trying to say he snagged it there with his right part of his glove. And that was the left fielder, wasn't it? Alacron came over?
Yeah,
Was it the shortstop?
that was the left fielder.
And it was Alacron. Okay.
That was a good comment, though, to celebrate the star test today.
No, see, I was bringing out a good point there. A little fly 7 action for the first out. Hunter Savarese, the left fielder, starts the bottom 3 of the order in that 7th position. Number 25, Hunter Savarese, right-handed hitter. Pitch on the way, clipped the corner, called a strike, 0-1. Yeah, I was talking to somebody, Galen, and they were upset because the McDonald's had made an announcement they were giving out free breakfast. Well, one of the McDonald's denied the free breakfast to the teacher. Pitch here, going to pop up into the air. The hit here pops up into the air in the right power alley. And Brent McDonald on a fly 8. 2 up, 2 down. But that was the thing. It was for the kids. It wasn't for the teachers.
Right.
So I was sitting there, I don't get involved in all that mess on social media, but I was sitting there thinking, yeah, they said they would give out a free breakfast to the kids, not the teachers, which I respect the teachers, don't get me wrong, but McDonald's can't give everybody free breakfast. Pitch here on the way to the right fielder, number 12, Jackson Seosin, called the ball 1-0.
I wouldn't complain if they gave me one.
Got good breakfast burritos over there, man. 1-0 delivery, 2 high and out, 2-0.
Since they're not advertising, but I'll say one thing. There's a place here in town that has some of the best breakfast tacos any place
Yeah,
around.
El Chorito.
Yeah.
We can give them a free shout-out. Jesus and his brother, they do Sergio. They've been here in Georgia. You're the Georgetown Eagle legend up here, Galen. They're the taco legends, man. Those guys have got it going on.
I haven't been there for quite a while. Do they still have the green bean can they use to hold the orders down on the Nathan says yes.
3-0 here. He's got his options. This one going to clip the corner. 3-1 the count now for Jackson Seosin.
If that's the same green bean can they've been using all these years, they might have to call hazmat out if it was ever opened.
Now, I remember when I was a kid, Jesus and Sergio had a trailer that they drove around at the park. This one's going to ground over to the shortstop, a routine 6-3, and he's out. 3 up, 3 down. And Seosin retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We move to the top of the 3rd inning. Galen, we'll keep things right here.
There must be some kind of agreement that we're supposed to move along. This is a lot faster than most of the...
Well, we got the first pitch scheduled for 7, actually about 7:06 tonight. Time now 7:42. Galen, I'll let you go over who's leading off here for Cedar Park.
Brent McDonald, the center fielder, will be leading off, followed by Brooks Raby, the second baseman, and then we'll go back to the top of the lineup for Ryder Hernandez, the right fielder.
Smith on the mound, getting those warm-up pitches in.
Nobody right now should have, with the possibility of the right fielder having the sun in their eyes. The shade's out completely covering the ballpark now. But it may still be in his eyes over the top of the grandstand.
Well, Grayson tonight through 2 innings has only allowed 1 base runner. That was Evan Sparks, who reached on a walk and then had that stolen base and was left in scoring position on second. And then after that, Grayson Smith came alive, struck out Max Sexton looking, then a line to center field by Nathan Pish, and a 1-3 ground out, Nate Alacron, and that's how we've got here to the center fielder, number 6, Brett McDonald. McDonald, right-handed hitter for the Timberwolves. Cedar Park tonight in their gray jerseys. Little green trim around the sleeves, the numbers in green, white outline, wearing green helmets. Now Smith, no sun in his eyes, and actually no sun anywhere on the field. Pitch here on the way, going to be called a strike, 0-1. Kind of a weird call there, Galen.
Kind of a weird bunt attempt, too.
Smith on the 0-1 delivery out of the right hand. This one too far outside. Tried to sneak it back in on a curve, and it's 1-1. One pitch, grounds right into the glove here, and Grayson Smith going to make the play. Over to Cole Moore. Great job there by Smith as that ball laced right into his chest. He was able to bobble it around, do a little juggle action, came up with it. And a nice 1-3 over to none other than Cole Moore.
Wyatt out there checking to make sure he was okay.
Yeah, boy, he got a little dagger there. He's shaking his left hand, and he just gave the Georgetown dugout and Coach Brindley a thumbs up. That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Bottom of the order, the second baseman, number 5, Brooks Raby. Pitch on the way. Called a strike as he looked at it, 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Beautiful pitch that time by Smith with the velocity behind it. The flags may catch a little, may take about 10 seconds, and they'll catch the wind of that pitch, Galen, back there. Probably not. 0-2 delivery off the right hand. This one hit foul. Boy, that's one where David England's got to watch out over there. I think it went a little high, but still, we've got our camera over there, and David England safe and sound.
The American flag is barely twitching out there right now.
0-2, 1 out, nobody on. Georgetown leads 1-0 here in the top of the third. Pitch on the way, 2 high and out. First ball here at this at-bat, 1-2.
And I think we have one of the laziest Texas flags in the country out there because it never seems to move.
Yeah, they may have a little weight on it. Throw you off a little bit, Galen. 1-2 delivery. This one hit foul into the fence. Right near where Mr. Neitch is sitting, the grandfather of Ryan Neitch. 3 generations of Georgetown alum. Well, 2 alum, soon to be alum, Ryan Neitch. Is he a senior? I think he is. I think Ryan's the oldest. Jonathan, his brother. 1-2. Of course, Christina. Always wonderful folks. The Neitch family. Swing and a miss. Got him for the out. Tried to get him to bite a little to the outside, and I said, I'll let go of that ego, and the count got him for the second out, swinging. Back to the top of the order, the right fielder, number 22, Ryder Hernandez. He was out on a 3U unassisted. That would be unassisted, Galen, if I said 3U. Oh for 1 tonight, Hernandez. Pitch on the way. Got him on the fastball across the plate, 0-1. Nathan over here next to me playing Ninja Warrior or whatever that game is. Ground this one over off third base, foul, 0-2. What do they call that game, Nathan, where it's an app where you slide? Ninja Fruit, that's what it is. Nathan was over here playing Ninja Fruit. I was reaching my hand over to the video mixer, and I was making sure Nathan was keeping alert. He said, boy, get your hand out of here. 0-2 the count. Nathan always doing a great job up here tonight. Cole Smith out on our field cam. This one's going to ground over again, foul off the third base line. The count remains 0-2, 2 outs.
Tell you what, we've had a few foul balls in this game so far.
The 0-2 delivery by Smith. Again, had that little wicked curve trying to come back in. Too far out, 1-2.
That pitch has almost been a strike before tonight. Or it has been a strike.
Grayson pitch against Rouse. We had him as the SHN Sports Player of the Game this season.
Yeah, he pitched last
That first
Tuesday.
First game against Rouse, correct?
Yeah.
That's where we had him and Cole Posey and Smith really leading the way from the mound, and we had co-players of the game, I remember. This one going to hit up. It may be catchable. No, at the last minute it goes on top of the Cedar Park dugout. The count remains 1-2. Well, Galen, I'll try to hold on as long as I can tonight. The coughing is starting. Nobody on. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. The pitching night for Grayson Smith continues. Another 1-2-3 for the Georgetown Eagles. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We're through 2.5. Bottom of the third coming up. Don't go anywhere, folks. Georgetown Eagle Baseball on the SHNSports.com broadcast network will continue after this.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.
Welcome back to Eagle Field. Through 2.5, Georgetown leads 1-0, leading off for Georgetown here in the bottom of this third inning. At the bottom of the order will be the second baseman, number 8, Luke Seaback. Anything started here for Georgetown. Luke, his 49th at-bat, 12 hits on the season, 8 RBIs, averages .250, Galen.
He's been steadily moving his average up, too.
For the Eagles, the second baseman, number 8, Luke Seaback.
On the mound still, Jack Barna, the left-handed pitch on the way to the right-handed hitter. Looked at it, called a strike, 0-1. Second pitch, hit foul. Over to the batting circle of Wyatt Childress, and the count 0-2. Yeah, Galen, I'm glad you got up and turned that AC. I've always say you turned it up, but that's wrong, somebody told me. You turned it down. High pitch here, too far out, 1-2 the count.
Well, let's put it this way. I changed it from 68 to 73 for the temperature, and it cut off right away. So
Ryan is a senior, headed to McLennan. Thank you, Julia Engelman, for the update. Appreciate the Engelman family, and Julie always listening in. Left-handed pitch on the way, too far outside. 2-2 now, the count for Luke Seaback. Good eye there on the last 2 pitches.
And McLennan Community College in Waco is having a good season this year, as they usually do.
Saw Caleb Monosmith also recently making a commitment to a school. Swing and a miss here, and that'll be the first out. It's the second strikeout now for the Jack Barna. Back to the top of the lineup. The catcher, number 20, Wyatt Childress. Remember, Wyatt hit by a pitch in the first, stole 2 bases, and then was able to come around and score on that RBI by number 23, Cole Moore.
He's just cold more tonight. He's not cold more like he was Saturday.
Little change up here as it goes high, then drops low, but it's still a strike, 0-1 on Wyatt Childress.
Settled into a pretty good pitcher's duel here tonight.
Sure has. 0-1 delivery off the left hand, way too high. NASA wants their rocket back. 1-1. And they can get them back now. Some of them. They're getting smarter with the way, the space sector went private, and companies like SpaceX leading that, where they're able to get some of those return, not the entire rocket, of course. Pitch here, 2-1. I was hoping in my generation we'd see man return to the moon. I think it would be awesome to see that.
You'll probably see somebody go to Mars, probably more than the moon, because actually what else can you accomplish at the moon? It's basically unlivable right now.
Pitch here too far out, 3-1. Well, President Bush had the initiative, by 2020 we were actually supposed to be back on the moon, and by 2030 Mars, and the plan was, and it's pretty smart, the low gravity of the moon is where they were going to use that as a base station to launch to Mars, which made a lot of sense. But unfortunately that project got scrubbed. There's other projects on the way. This pitch got away. It'll be a ball. And Childress again will reach on to first base for Georgetown, this time on a walk.
He's been the benefit of the pitcher's courtesy both times.
Number 5, Cole Posey.
So Mona Smith is going to Angelina. So thank you for that update, Julia Engelman. I saw that on Twitter. Pitch on the way here to the second of the order, Cole Posey. Posey 0 for 1 tonight, out on that line drive to center field. The early count here 0-1. In top of the third, the 11th ranked Georgetown Eagles lead 1-0 here at Georgetown Eagle Field. 0-1, 1 out. Base runner on first is Childress, who reached on a walk. And now Childress going to try to take off, and he did not get there in time.
2-6.
It was the catcher over to the shortstop, Hewitt to Evan Sparks on a 2-6 on that attempted base steal. Stolen base steal, rather. The count 0-1 remains for Cole Posey, the right-handed batter for Georgetown. On deck is Cole Moore behind him. Pitch here on the way too low, 1-1 even count. Again, if you're out there listening, we'd love to hear from you. Send us a text message. Send a shout-out. 512-522-9105. Pitch here on the way. Too low. The count at 2-1 now. Again, that SHN fan line is open. 512-522-9105. We'd love to hear from you. We'll be more than happy to give you a shout-out to the one that you're watching out on the field. Or just let us know how we're sounding. Pitch here on the way. Too far outside. 3-1 the count now for Cole Posey.
This is interesting. They got somebody down there doing the stretches down there behind the dugout right now. Number 24 for
3-1 delivery. This one hit over to right field, and it should be fielded out there by the right fielder, and it is. And that'll be the third out. And again, I did not catch who that right fielder was, Galen. Hernandez is out there. I didn't have him down there. He was the
Ryder Hernandez. He's the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, he's the right fielder. That's right. I don't know how I missed that earlier. He was the only one I didn't have listed down on my list here, Galen. Well, for Georgetown, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 3, top of the 4th. Coming up, we'll step aside and take a quick break. Georgetown Eagle Baseball continues after this.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Top of the 4th inning, upcoming, leading off for Cedar Park will be the catcher number 20, Austin Hewitt. Galen, I'll send it over to you for this top inning of play.
All righty.
Stepping to the plate for the Timberwolves, the catcher number 20, Austin Hewitt.
Hewitt steps in, gets his feet planted firmly in the box. Inside ball. 1-0 the count. Another inside pitch, 0-2. 2-0, I mean. You don't want to walk the first batter of the inning. Ooh. I think if he'd had a lot of umpires, that would have been a ball 3. That was far outside, but he's for right-handed batters. He's calling the outside. Ground ball to the shortstop, picks it up with one hand, flies it over, throw to Cole, from Cole to Cole, and it's 6-3 in the first out.
Hewitt retired on the 6-3 from Posey to Moore for out number 1.
Ryan Fiola coming up.
Number 15, Ryan Fiala.
Stepping into the left-handed batter's box. Tall, lanky batter. Takes a couple of practice swings. Right to the first baseman. Cole Moore picks it up after it bounces off of him and goes to first base for the unassisted putout. And we've got Evan Sparks stepping in.
Second plate for the Timberwolves, the shortstop, number 11, Evan Sparks.
Evan walked earlier and stole second. That's the only base runner for them for Cedar Park so far, and the furthest anybody's got so far for them. Fouled off. It's 0-1. We seem to be setting a high number of foul balls in this game. Should have had Nathan keep track of them instead of playing his video games over there. One and one. The air conditioner apparently is kicked back on again. Ooh, inside, 2-1.
Be ready to go, Sticks.
Hitting the buttons on Twitch.
His high fly ball out to right field. Knight goes back and he catches it.
Sparks retired on the catch by Knight in center field for out number 3.
Okay, Smith now is faced 13 batters and retired all but one of them. And Cedar Park is sticking with their starter, Mr. Barna. Georgetown will have Cole Moore, Ryan Knight, and Jeffrey David coming to the plate. Be a good inning to do some damage and to build up the lead a little bit. Nathan's controlling 3 cameras here and making sure you fans get the best possible shot of the game. We've got one above home plate, one far back from home plate right now, and one shooting from the hitting cage down the left field line here at Eagle Baseball Field.
The first baseman, number 23, Cole Moore.
Cole stepping in. Rob's brought enough groceries for the high for ball one. As Cole Moore steps in there. Barner working out of a stretch more than a wind-up. And a good poke out to center field there coming in. Shortstop made a great catch on that one.
Moore retired on the catch by Sparks for out number 1.
You've got to like no matter who you're for, you've got to like the defense so far in this game. Both teams are playing real crisp defense.
The center fielder, number 6, Ryan Knight.
Knight steps in. A little bit of an open stance, but not much. Swinging strike. 0-1. Pats his bat on the plate. Screws himself into his stance. And it's outside. And for strangely, an outside pitch sneaks by the umpire without being called a strike. Usually those pitches out there really get the umpire's attention tonight. Another outside pitch, and this was a little bit further outside. Ryan tightens up his gloves, eyes his bat, steps in. It's a strike. I don't know if we could say whether it was fouled off or it hit the dirt and bounced away. But it was definitely a strike. Another foul. Off to the right. Pitch coming in. Slice down to third base. Third baseman makes a good pickup. Throws over to first. And he calls him out. 5-3.
Knight retired on the 5-3 from Coach Copiella for out number 2.
Jeffrey David stepping in. Jeffrey with a 361 average, 12 RBIs, 26 hits, 5 of them are doubles.
David.
Georgetown uniforms tonight have a nice big Texas flag on the right sleeves. Curved in there nicely for a strike. 0-1. David steps back in. He lays the bunt down, and it's going to be a good one. He's safe. Third baseman came in and picked it up, and he couldn't make the throw in time.
Another base hit for Jeffrey David. We'll bring up the DH.
That's the second hit for Georgetown and the second hit of the game. Logan Drake steps in. He's asking for time, steps out of the box. Oh, we've heard the immortal call from fans, call it both ways. I think you hear it just about as much now in baseball as you do in basketball. We hear it all the time in basketball. course, most people in the stands who are partial to one team or the other, they call it more with their heart than their eyes. Ooh, back slides back and gets back in time. Logan steps back in. Pitcher's got about a 10-foot lead, 8 to 10-foot lead. Back over to first on the pickoff attempt. Varner pretty conscious of the Georgetown running game after having 4 bases stolen on him in the first inning. He's off and running. We got another bunt down, and that's a good one, another good one, but it's not going to be in time. 5-3. 2 out. That was bunting for a base hit. That wasn't a sacrifice. And we're going to the top of the 5th. As we're moving right along, and I've probably jinxed us now at 8:11. Nathan said the bad word over there.
New up for the Timberwolves, Sexton, pitch, Alec.
Well, Galen, thank you for stepping in for me there for an inning. I had to grab something to drink, and the burgers were cooking down there, and I said, man, you know, my stomach was a little rumbling too, so you can't broadcast on an empty stomach, Galen.
That's true.
So
I
went down there to talk to Jared's mom, and they're having a little benefit down there for Jared and Joey, who are going to China, so I wanted to help them out while I was down there getting a Gatorade. Thank you for stepping in, though, and doing a great job as always. I'll have to return the favor now. You'll have to go down there and get one of those burgers.
No, I loaded up at a place known for 2 spices here in town before I came to the ballpark today.
There you go.
Three enchiladas, rice and beans, 2 beef and 1 cheese.
Stepping up for the Timberwolves, the DH, number
Let's
7,
see.
Sexton.
Well, the previous inning, 3 up, 3 down. Leading off here in the top of the 5th inning will be the designated hitter, number 7, Max Sexton. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out looking in the first. Again, the score 1-0. Georgetown leads here in the top of the 5th inning at Eagle Field. Thanks for joining us. Rob Hipp with Galen Wellnicki. Always our true joy, honor, privilege, and blessing to bring you Georgetown Eagle baseball. The pitch on the way. Got him on a strike on the corner. 0-1.
You know, we've silently got to the point where each team just has 9 outs remaining in this game.
The 0-1 kick up, right-handed delivery, too close inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Some folks listening in from Concan, Texas. A shout out to the Haas's and Pierces. Appreciate you joining us tonight all the way from Concan, Texas. That's on the Frio River. Down in Concan, Texas. That's a good camping area down there. Got a lot of, we used to have family reunions down on the Frio down there at Concan. Next pitch on the way, a ball, 2-1. Again, if you've got a shout out or just want to let us know how we're sounding, we'd love to hear from you. The SHN fan line is open, 512-522-9105. Again, that text line at 512-522-9105. The next pitch on the way, that one too far out, and we're 3-1 now. Again, no outs, nobody on, top of the 5th inning.
We've got a real, out in right field, we've got a real bright flying object flying toward the stadium right now. Looks like they might be making a curving approach to the airport.
Nathan saying earlier today a traffic accident on Highway 29. This one's going to ground over to the second baseman. And a 4-3 ground out as Luke Seaback over to Cole Moore for the first out. And Nathan also stating, I believe that may have been a fatality in that accident. So our thoughts and prayers are with who was affected in that accident outside of Liberty Hill this evening.
there's been a fatality, and Elgin has resulted in the need for them to reschedule the start test there.
This is going to be a base hit over to center field by Nathan Pitch, the third baseman. Boy, beautiful hit right up in that left center field in the power alley there, Galen.
It was real solid. The incident in Elgin with the Elgin student has forced the rescheduling of the district JV and freshman tennis tournaments to Friday.
Man, you hate to hear about those things.
Because they had to change, for the good of the students, they had to change the date of their, they petitioned the state to be able to change the day of their star text.
Georgetown trying to pick on a 1-3. The runner's safe, Galen.
For those people interested in the district sub-varsity tennis tournaments, the JV tournament will be played here at Georgetown at the Menz and Meyer Tennis Center, and the freshmen will be played at Eastview.
And Georgetown not giving any inches tonight. They've allowed one stolen base, but other than that, Smith keeps looking in the direction of Cole Moore over at first base, saying, let's keep him honest. Pitch on the way here looked good, but too low was the call, and 1 ball, no strikes on Nate Alcaron. Smith slings this one, hit foul over off the third base side behind the Timberwolf dugout. And the count here at 1-1. So aces across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Again, Georgetown leads 1-0 here in the top of the 5th inning at Eagle Field. Much different ball game tonight, Galen. Of course, much different temperature as well. And Georgetown trying to pick on a 1-3, and the base runner safe there at first. That base runner is Nathan Pitch, who had that hit moments ago up that left power alley. Grayson Smith again trying to pick. Almost close that time. Well, Georgetown fans are wanting him out. But he was close, and a nice dive to stay safe.
Things seem to be, it's kind of strange to say, but things seem a little bit crisper tonight than.
Some action in the bullpen for Georgetown. Yeah. Getting a little warm-up action out there for the Eagles. Of course, we got that bullpen cam on right now. And that is Reese Grimes, the junior, getting a little warm-up action again. There's the fan stand eye reporter. She better watch out being back there with those balls being thrown with the pitcher. That's you don't want to stand behind that when it comes out. Georgetown trying to tag him. This time the catcher Childress over to Cole Moore, and the base runner stays safe. The count at 1-1. There's the fan stand reporter down there. We appreciate all the fine work she does.
She doesn't have her insulated bodysuit like she did over at
yeah. Tell you, everybody was bundled up. There was someone even had the we saw what was it, Galen? Can't think. Sleeping bag with a heater under it.
Right.
2-1.
They were keeping the dog warm. And we
2-1 pitch. This one's going to be a base hit and possibly, well, the base runner's going to have to stay at second. So good fielding out there by Hunter Savarese. Able to get down on it before it got too far out of hand, or that could have easily been a double and advance runners over to second and third. Instead, the runner's going to have to stay at second. So pitch will advance over to second. Alcaron will be at first. And now hitting will be the center fielder, number 6, Brent McDonald.
Brindley's running out to the mound. McDonald will come down and talk to his 2 coaches. All the base runners are coming in. The umpire's going to go out and break up the. Seems like they always wait until the umpire gets about ready to get to the mound, and then they all walk away. And he has to walk back without having broken anything up, really. Right now, this is a very key batter in the game. 2 on, 1 out. Georgetown up by just 1.
And you got your tying run at second, your lead run at first.
They had a play on right there, expecting McDonald to bunt.
And Grayson still out on the mound for the Eagles. Trying to work out of this one. 0-0. Now the pitch on the way, too high. Cole Posey went over to take care of third base.
That's a good play if the guy's going to bunt, but it's one where you could need a lot of dental work if he swings away.
1-0 the count. Georgetown trying to pick over to second. Barely able to get into the glove there of Luke Seaback. The runner's going to be safe at second. The count remains 1-0, 1 out. Again, runners on 1 and 2 for Cedar Park. That's your tying run at second, your lead run at first. Georgetown leads 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. The right-handed pitch, this one's going to pop foul way behind us. And the count at 1-1.
Yeah, we had a little sound effect there.
I actually think when they hit that, it actually ricocheted off the top because I felt the floor shake a little bit. Maybe that was just a speaker, Galen. Grayson on the mound, looks over his right shoulder. Checks back, now kicks up the left. The right-handed pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2.
I'll tell you what, this is one where you really need the strikeout.
Right hand, this one right over into the glove of Ryan Goodnight. And with where he was at on that line to center, no runners are going to be able to advance. So that's the second out. Line 8 action. We move to the bottom of the order. The second baseman, number 5, Brooks Ravy. Ravy tonight 0 for 1, struck out swinging. And the second out in the third.
We could accept an encore of that right now.
Smith looks back, now kicks up the left hand. The right-handed delivery right under his leg. That's going to be a base hit and a run scored for Cedar Park. Georgetown trying to hurl this one in and bounces off the back there, and that could have saved another run the way it bounced, but runners will advance over to 2 and 3. So pitch will come around to score that tying run, and Alcaron will be at second, and McDonald will single there, but then he reached on that second. Galen, you just call that a single, right?
Yeah.
What do you call the from 1 to 2?
He just advanced on the throw.
So there was nothing there. So he singled.
Because he was already in motion when the throw was made. So
top of the 5th, we're tied now, 1 apiece. Brooks Raby.
Brooks Raby was the one that got the single.
Yep.
It's Ryder.
This one hit over to the third baseman, David, and he's going to tag out the runner for the third out.
5 unassisted.
Raby retired on the unassisted putout by David.
So we now have a tied game.
So that was Hernandez there on a
Fielder's choice.
What was that out on, Galen?
5 unassisted.
5 unassisted or 7?
5 unassisted.
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at number 7. So in that inning, Galen, 1 run scored on 2 hits?
3 hits.
3 hits. Yep, that's right. You got 3 down there. It was Pish, Alcaron, and Ravy.
No errors and 1 man left on base.
No errors and 1. So again, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on. We're tied 1 apiece. We're halfway through 4.5. We'll keep things right here.
And Mr. Barnow remains on the mound for the We're not catching well, we don't have a camera in position.
Yeah, this is the part where the Eagles down there in their dugout do their little dance, but instead the fans, they all have their players' faces sticking up. Maybe we get Colby. Colby should ask him to turn those around and show the camera. That'd be pretty cool if he did, or if we could get him to do that. I think that'd be kind of hard, though, but there's a lot of them out there. That's where we wish David Ingram could just run out on the field with the camera real quick. Leading off for the Georgetown Eagles will be the 7th in the order, the left fielder, number 25, Hunter Savarese. Hunter tonight 0 for 1. Had a pop up to center field in the second.
The left fielder, number 25, Hunter Savarese.
So Hunter will try to get the damage in for Georgetown and get him back on top here. The first pitch, though, he looked at it. It's going to be a strike, 0-1.
Strike 2, swinging.
By Savarese is going to drop down, diving, and he's got a base hit. That's going to be a double and maybe a triple as he continues to run here. And he will reach on a triple to third base. Hunter Savarese puts it right at the 323 on the right side of the field. And Georgetown looking good here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Big time hit by Hunter Savarese. And he was already rounding his way to third, so that's a triple, Galen.
Yes, it is.
See, I'm learning.
Eagles, the right fielder, number 12, Jackson.
1, 2, 3.
Boy, what a hit by Hunter Savarese moments ago. That's going to set up Jackson Seosin here, the right fielder, number 12. 0 for 1 tonight out on a 6-3 in the second is Seosin.
There's another base hit.
This one is a base hit and a run scored by Georgetown. Give the Army to Jackson Seosin. And coming in to score, Hunter Savarese with his big hit moments ago, and Georgetown retakes the lead.
You misspoke there and had the RB. And I guess we got the meat there when the run scored.
That's right. Georgetown looking good here in the bottom of this 5th inning, scoring 1 run, takes a 2-1 lead. As we move to the bottom of the order after back-to-back hits, the second baseman, number 8, Luke Seabacks, 0 for 1, struck out swinging for the first out in the third.
I would think you would be looking for Mr. Seaback to put the ball down, probably on a bunt attempt here. Jackson's got pretty good speed.
Pitch on the way, looking for a bunt here. Pops this one up and out of the reach of the glove of the first baseman. That would have been an out. Instead, it goes foul.
First baseman made a real good attempt
on
that.
Galen, I saw a unique play in the majors the other night with the Astros where they won on that wild hit that dropped down in front of the pitcher's mound, and the first baseman and the pitcher, they couldn't agree on who was going to get it, and it just dropped, and the Astros won. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
This pitch on the way, too close inside to count 1-0. And I caught glimpses of it, Galen, and it's actually 1-1. I caught glimpses of it, so I don't know the full details, but it was one of those that brings up a debatable argument about, do you cause an error on that? It didn't touch anybody, so there's no error. It's just one of those mental errors that doesn't go on the score sheet, but really you could have easily said, hey, that's the first baseman's fault, as the pitcher kind of moved away and the first baseman ran down to make the grab and just got confused.
You take it? No, I'll take it.
Yeah.
The Alphonse Gaston routine, as they used to say in old baseball slang.
1-2 the count here on Luke Seaback. Still on the mound, Jack Barnett for Cedar Park, trying to pick a 1-3. The runner Seosin will be safe.
Well, with 2 strikes now, Luke's probably not going to bunt.
This one going to hit over to the third baseman. It's in fair territory, but it will be out on a 7-3. Brenly saying no, he wasn't on the base, but it is a 5-3, beg your pardon.
That would be a pretty good throw for the left field.
Yeah. 5-3 ground out for the first out. Move to the top of the order, the catcher, number 20, Wyatt Childress.
As good as a sacrifice bunt, but it doesn't protect Seaback's batting average. I guess now Rob's playing games now.
No, actually, something we can't let the cat out of the bag yet, but something we're working on at SHN Sports that Carl and I have been putting together for quite some time now. And, again, we can't really let the cat out of the bag. But something that's going to possibly change broadcasting for a lot of schools. Well, are they going to go back and say that he's safe now, Galen? What's going on here?
I don't know. I wasn't looking at what you were doing.
Well, they're going to leave him safe. Luke Seaback is going to say safe at first. And now the coach for Cedar Park going to make his way over and talk things over with the other umpire. So that's the call now. So
I guess he beat it out as of right now, unless it was an interference. Or
give him the hit. He reached. I think you can call an error. That was a tough play to make. So if that's the case, Galen, we now have back-to-back-to-back hits for Georgetown, 3 in a row. And Coach talking things over with the field umpire as I speak here, Galen.
There are a lot of hand gestures, if you noticed, in this conversation.
Other folks tonight listening in, we appreciate your viewership here on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Galen Wellnicki. Nathan Hyde up here with us as well. Again, if you want to shout out, let us know you're out there listening. We'd love to hear from you tonight. Had another text message come in moments ago from the grandparents of Wyatt Childress from Missouri City and Sugar Land, Texas, saying, "Go Eagles." Met Wyatt's grandparents at game before last, not at the Ice Bat, but at the Rouse game. Very nice to meet the Childress family, and we appreciate them listening in again tonight. So, big, again, shout out to Wyatt Childress from his grandparents there, Missouri City and Sugar Land.
Now we're going to have another discussion between the umpires. I'll call him safe.
Yeah, they'll stay safe here. So again, 3 hits in a row now for Georgetown. Top of the order, the catcher, number 20, Wyatt Childress.
And we got a new pitcher coming in, number
7 for.
That's Mr. Sexton.
That is Max Sexton. So
he just comes into he's the DH anyway. He just comes into the lineup. There's no defensive change or anything.
So Mac will get his warm-ups on the mound. Georgetown leads 2-1 here in the top of the 5th. No outs for Georgetown. Again, runners on 1 and 2. It'll be Seosin at second, Luke Seaback at 1. We'll keep things right here, Galen.
If you remember back during football season when we covered that game where he got hurt, there was a talk that, he was going to go to Trinity University. He was going to go to Trinity University and play both football and baseball. So he is a quality college level type prospect pitcher. So they're expecting him to put the lid here on the Georgetown rally. Cedar Park coach is positioning his players, getting them prepared for any possible situation they could face defensively out there. I think we're ready to resume play here. Base runners are returning to their bases. Wyatt Childress is getting ready to come back to the plate.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles, the catcher, number 20, Wyatt Childress.
Childress at the plate now. Sexton on the mound. Looks over his right shoulder, keeping an eye on that second baseman. Now the pitch on the way. Bunts this one, places it in the area, and that's going to be a 5-3 out.
Sack 5-3. Got both runners in scoring position.
Now pitching for
Seaback will move over to second, and Seosin over to third.
And we got Copo coming up, and then Mopo.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles,
Second in the order, the shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey.
Posey.
Cole tonight 0 for 2. Had that line out to the center field in the first for the first out, then had the third and final out in the third. Pitch on the way. This one going to ground into the shortstop, and he will have trying to get the third baseman out. And that's going to allow the runner will be tagged out there, Galen. However, Georgetown will advance over to.
Posey with a base hit.
I beg your pardon. Seosin, was he out?
Brings Seosin across the plate.
No, Seosin came across and scored
Yeah.
for the second run. It'll be Seaback that was out there, and Posey.
Fielder's choice for Posey.
Yeah, he'll advance over to second base on the fielder's choice.
And get an RBI out.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles,
That's
the
his
first baseman, number 23,
first RBI of the
Cole
night.
Moore.
Is that right?
Yes.
And we'll move to the first baseman, third in the order, number 23, Cole Moore. So that was Seaback that was out moments ago, correct?
Right.
Well, how'd you score that? It was
Just a 5. It's 5. 5 on I didn't go all the assists. We could have filled up the whole page with
yeah.
assists.
We'll just say 5. Want to know the count here. Second pitch on the way, too low. And the count now 2-0 for Cole Moore.
We're seeing a little bit more heat off the mound, a little more speed off the mound from Mr. Sexton here. He's trying to keep the ball low and fast.
The Pierce family listening in from West Texas. Jared Pierce's grandparents. Thank you so much for the shout out. We appreciate you. They're telling us thanks for the broadcast. We're here for the kids and for the community. That's why we do this. So it's our honor and privilege to be able to bring these games to you. I do a little inchworm action there, and the count now 3-0. Max Sexton on Cole Moore.
I don't think they're, with 2 out, I don't think they're too anxious to give Mr. Moore anything too good to hit.
Well, Georgetown leading here 3-1 in the bottom of this 5th inning. Runner in scoring position, Cole Posey, who reached on that fielder's choice moments ago. The right-handed pitch on the way. This one clips the corner for the first strike of this at-bat. 3-1 now, the count. Well, again, if you've got a shout-out, let us know you're out there listening. We'd love to hear from you. The SHN text line is open, 512-522-9105. Again, that number, 512-522-9105. Now, Sexton tricked that he was going to throw over there second. Good thing he didn't because nobody was on it. Pitch on the way. Pulls back, clips the corner. Cole wanted to start walking. They said, nope, wait a minute, young man. That's a strike, 3-2.
He just probably diminished his chances of getting a close call on the next pitch. They want to show that umpire up.
Payoff pitch on the way. This one hit foul. And the count remains 3-2. Well, I got a text message, Galen, someone listening in. All they sent was a question mark. So appreciate you. Question mark. I guess they're shouting out to everybody.
I get those all the time on when I was on the group text.
Pitch here on the way. Got him looking for the third out. Well, Georgetown, though, coming away here, Galen, as they score 1 run.
2 runs.
That's right, 2 runs, beg your pardon, on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Georgetown leads 3-1. We're through 5, top of the 6th upcoming. The SHNSports.com broadcast network will be back after this. And, hey, the camera's now on the faces out there. Let's flip that camera view and take a look at all the posters out there tonight. Cole, if you can zoom in there, we got the camera on the faces tonight, so that's pretty cool to see all that out there. Again, we'll actually keep things right here. We appreciate the Georgetown fans as always and all the energy they bring here to the games. Pretty cool to see that out there tonight.
We got a new pitcher, number 4, coming in for. I bet that's our side-arming friend.
Yeah, it is, and he was warming up out there earlier, Galen. That's Reese Grimes. Reese Grimes, the junior right-handed pitcher, also plays on the infield for the Georgetown Eagles. That's that noise, Galen, was that jewelry you got on. Tell us about that. What is that?
Which one?
You got some jewelry on, man.
This is my senior ring from college.
Where's the other one at? The other one you've got is the Georgetown Lady Eagles
State Championship in 2013.
That's pretty amazing, man. See, you're the legend.
No.
Yes. I mean, they're the legendary players, but Galen, you're the Georgetown legend, man. As I've always said, you've always provided just so much to Georgetown community through your stories and news stories, especially when you worked at the Williamson County Sun, and now extending that here with us, being able to broadcast games means a lot to us, man, and more importantly to the Georgetown community.
There we got 2 pitchers warming up. We got one of them's a left-hander, number 2, and then the fan stand girl is in the way. Oh, Nick Siosen's the other one.
Number 4, Reese Grimes. Second plate for the Timberwolves, the catcher, number 20, Austin Hewitt.
Austin Hewitt steps in.
Pitch on the way, the sidearm sling with the velocity behind it, but too far outside. 1 ball, no strikes here on Austin Hewitt. Austin tonight, 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the first and was out on a 6-3 in the 4th. 1 ball, no strikes. As Reese Grimes pitches this one, curves back in, got him on the plate for a strike, 1-1.
That's the perfect place for this umpire. If he could put every pitch right there, it'd be tough to hit, and the umpire would call every one of them a strike. Because that's been a strike all night at that one place.
This one's going to ground over to the second baseman in a nice little 4-3 action. See back to Comort for the first out.
And most importantly, that reduces Cedar Park to 5 outs to 5 outs remaining in the game.
Well, Galen tomorrow morning. Quickly, though, the third in the order, the first baseman, number 15, Ryan Fiala. Fiala tonight is 0 for 2, out on a 6-3 in the first, and then 3 unassisted in the 4th. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Got him on the edge.
He was a little bit late swinging on that one.
I was going to say, tomorrow morning, we're excited. The Good Morning Georgetown show that Ken Covington and myself are honored and blessed to be able to do on 106.7 FM. Here on the local Georgetown, KGT and LP Georgetown. Doing it from the new studio tomorrow morning down on the square, so we're excited about that. This one's going to hit into the net. Foul balls, 0-2.
Well, if you do something in Georgetown, you ought to do it on the square.
Right next to Roots Bistro, but Ken actually scheduled a dentist appointment, so he won't be joining me, so I'll be up there by myself tomorrow running the show for a couple hours. I think it's going to turn more into a music variety show versus the normal chats that Ken and I have. The 0-2 delivery. This one hit line right into the glove of Ryan Goodnight. Seen a couple of those line right in there to the glove of Ryan tonight. 2 up, 2 down. Evan Sparks, the shortstop, now at bat for Cedar Park, Galen.
I tell you what, if he was getting paid mileage out there, he wouldn't be able to buy a hamburger with a he hasn't. A couple of them he hasn't had to move at all, and that one he just barely had to move.
Evan tonight is 0 for 1. Reached on a walk in the first and out as he popped one up to center. This one's going to go right into the glove, and a 1-3 will do it for the third out. 3 up, 3 down. Reese Grimes into the glove of none other than Gilmore.
And
No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Galen, we move to the bottom of the 6th.
and the big thing here is they're down to just 3 outs to even the score.
That's right. Well, leading off for Georgetown here in the bottom of the 6th inning will be in the cleanup position, the center fielder, number 6, Ryan Knight. Batting 5th, the third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David. And then the designated hitter, the hitting sensation, Logan Drake, although tonight he's 0 for 2. So he'll drop back below 500. He's had a great season, though, here for Georgetown. The Eagles lead 3-1, bottom of the 6th inning. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll keep it right here, Galen.
I'll tell you what, picking up some of these conversations from the crowd mic, it's kind of interesting.
Some of them we have to turn down. Not actually, you know, we haven't had that. I'll be 100% honest. We haven't had anything really here at Georgetown. But in the years past, when we broadcast some games, we've actually had to kill the crowd mic and go down and tell folks, "Hey, you're on the microphone," and then they turn around with this stone face.
What's your name? We want to give you credit for that comment.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles, the center fielder, number 6, Ryan Knight.
Again, leading off the center fielder, number 6, Ryan Knight. Ryan tonight is, you don't count the fielder's choice as 1, do you, Galen? So he is 0 for 1.
0 for 2.
Oh, you do count it?
Yes.
0 for 2. Okay, thank you, Galen.
Because his at-bat resulted in an out.
Pitch on the way off the right hand. This one's going to pop way up into the air and over the Georgetown Eagle dugout and batting cage area. And the count 0-1. It's not 0-2, it's 0-1, right?
Right to your car.
My car's parked a little far back.
That's why I always park over by the tennis courts. I figure I'm safe over there.
Pitch on the way. Clipped him, and that was his third strike. Looking, beg your pardon, for the first out.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles, the third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David.
Third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David. This one going to be a base hit over to left field as he punches it through, and Jeffrey David reaching on to first. He'll stay at first.
David with a base hit to left field. Bring up the DH.
Well, Galen, Georgetown's hitting him tonight, as that is their 6th hit here. They've been able to score 3 runs on those 6 hits, and now we move to the 6th in the order. The designated hitter, number 13, the hitting sensation, Logan Drake.
Well, this is the time for him to be a sensation right here.
And Georgetown leads 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out, 1 on, as Sexton trying to keep the base runner David, who had that hit moments ago, honest at first. Sexton, of course, pitching, Fiola there at first base. Mack looks down, lets it fly, too high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Mack looking down, his left shoulder. Pitch on the way, too far outside, 2-0. Sexton again checking over at first, keeping him honest, trying to pick on a 1-3. Base runner safe back at first. The count 2-0, 1 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, Georgetown leads here on their home field tonight, 3-1, trying to improve to an impressive 12-0 here in 19-5A. The 11th ranked Georgetown Eagles. Pitch too far outside. The count now at 3-0. Logan, a good eye on the ball this time here around. He's 0 for 2 tonight, but averaging coming into this game 500, a little bit below that now. And Sexton on the 3-0 delivery. This one a fastball behind the plate. Georgetown going to get back on time at first base. That was close. As the catcher there, Hewitt, trying to get him out over to field on a 2-3 safe. And the count at 3-1, Galen.
That could have also been a dangerous play if it got past Fiola, because it could have been down there, rolling down there about 323 feet. And the base runner would be 180 feet around the third base.
Could have been rolling down to the San Gabriel River. Pitch here, swing and a miss. Georgetown going to try to get over to 2, and he got there.
That's stolen base.
That is a stolen base. Jeffrey David. And the count remains 3-2 here for Logan Drake.
That's his third, so he now has 19.
Plenty of hot dogs flying around down there. Jared's mom passing them out. Man, I wish they'd throw a couple up here in the press box. They're selling them. That's the way to do it. Pitch here on the way. Swing and a miss here, and got him for the second out. Well, Sexton here, the fourth in the order. Ryan Knight's got him looking. Then a runner with the hit was Jeffrey David, who is now on second base after hitting a stolen base. And then Logan Drake struck out swinging. The left fielder will be changed now. The seventh in the order will be number 17, Noah Thompson, who comes in to hit now in place of Hunter Savarese. Pitch on the way to Thompson will be a strike, 0-1. Sexton looks over his right shoulder. Keeping an eye on that second baseman. Now lets this one fly. This one's going to be a base hit over to first. And Georgetown going to come around and score the fourth run of the evening. I don't know if you can give an error. That would have been a hard one to snag, Galen.
That's a base hit.
So Thompson will have the base hit over at first as he hit it right outside the line. Trying to reach for it was Fiola. That would have been a hard grab. And credit Thompson with the Arby's.
Number 10, Jared Ross.
And Georgetown will come around and score as David.
Okay, we got a pinch hitter for Jackson, don't we?
Yeah, Jared Ross. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Georgetown going to try to get over to second. He slid. Did he get there in time? No, he did not.
He slid right into the tag.
He did. He slid into the tag. Was that the shortstop there, Sparks? Or was it the Brooks Raby? I didn't see.
I didn't either.
Well, we'll say it was a 6 or a 4U for the third out. Oh, goodness.
So we're going with a 4-1, 3-run lead going into the...
Not a bad night for Georgetown as they continue to look sharp here in 19-5A. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1.
Nobody left on base.
Nobody was left on. That's right, because he got tagged out. Nobody left on for Georgetown.
We get three outs here and the game's over.
Well, again, we appreciate everybody tonight joining us on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. Also, the Cedar Park fans listening in tonight. No, Cedar Park has their own broadcast. A shout out to Brad Cohn down there, who is feeling better. He wasn't at the game on Saturday, so it's good to see Brad back in the seat. He is a seasoned veteran, does a great job with Cedar Park High School, and always enjoy chatting with Brad and seeing him at these games. Does a phenomenal job with all their sports there at Cedar Park. As we move to the top of the 7th inning, 3 outs away for the Eagles, leading 4-1 on the mound for the Eagles continues. Reese Grimes will keep things right here, Galen. And when you have a moment, if you don't mind going over who's leading off here for Cedar Park.
Mark Sexton.
So Max Sexton will lead off.
Sexton, Mr. Fish, and Mr. Alacron.
Number 7, Max Sexton.
And Mr. Grimes is on the mound for us. Or for Georgetown, as I put my neutral shoes back on.
How does a save work again when you pitch?
He would qualify.
He would tonight, right?
Or was the score tied when it came in?
This one going to hit foul.
No, he came in.
Yeah, they were already tied up, right?
Yeah. He may be able to.
Yeah, Georgetown's led all the way here, but besides a tie, Cedar Park has never led in this game. Second pitch on the way. It's going to be a ball 1-1. Well, a lot of players, again, making their case for SHN Sports Player of the Game tonight. Wonder if this is one of those games where, you know, Georgetown's only allowed 3 hits. Those 3 hits only coming in the 5th inning. Wonder if this is one of those nights where you talk to Grayson Smith and Reese Grimes. Pitch here on the way. Grounder over off the third base line. 1-2 the count. I don't know. Who would you make a case for tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, Grimes, I think Grimes comes in and goes six outs in relief. That makes him, and we haven't done anything with him this year, so
Yep.
that's a...
I think we may talk to Reese, but we still got 3 outs to go, though, Galen.
Yes.
Right-handed pitch on the way. This one's going to hit foul.
Over toward...
Into the stands. The count at 2-2. There's no net right there on that corner where it decided to sneak its way in. Pitch on the way. This one popped way up into the air, and chasing it down is Cole Posey. The shortstop has it on a fly 6. Good job by Copo getting under that one. The first out. Georgetown 2 more to go here, leading 4-1 in the top of the 7th inning on their home field tonight, trying to improve again to 12-0 in 19-5A.
So the plate, number 14, Nathan Fish.
Third baseman number 14, 6 in the order. Nathan Pitch now at bat. He is 1 for 2. Had that line out to Ryan Knight in the second, and then had a hit and eventually able to come around and score in the 5th. 1-0 the count here, though. The first pitch a ball. Grimes kicks up, slings this one, grounds over. David diving. Can he get up in time? Slips it, dips it. Beautiful play by David on the 5-3. Jeffrey David, everyone. Beautiful play by David as he took a knee, slid down, grabbed that one, and able to flip that one over to Colmore at first. Nice job, Jeffrey David at the third base tonight. Number 8, Nate Alcaran, the left fielder. He is 1 for 2 tonight. On a 1-3 in the second, and then had a hit left stranded at third in the 5th. Pitch on the way here, a strike. Georgetown 2 strikes away. Right hand, ground foul. 0-2. Georgetown 1 strike away. Grimes taking his composure, right-handed pitch, swing and a miss. Georgetown got him. Georgetown sweeps Cedar Park 2 games, and the Eagles improve to 12-0.
4 runs on 6 hits.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll take a quick break. Player of the game and more coming up in just a few moments. Georgetown Eagle baseball coverage continues.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Here we are with Georgetown's 12-0, and another thing that's another milestone that was achieved in that game. That was the 20th win of the season.
Well, Galen, I'm going to make my way down to talk to our SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle Player of the Game, Reese Grimes, and I'll send it over to you.
All righty. Georgetown, as we said, is 12-0 in district. Now that's the 20th win on the season. 27 losses and 1 tie. That drops to Cedar Park to 7-3. Now we're in an interesting situation in the race. Cedar Park and Rouse each have 10 games. Each have 6 games left to play. They played 10. Georgetown's played 12 because of the way the byes. Georgetown has 4 games left. Now, it's conceivable, and it should if it follows the form sheet, none of those 3 teams should lose again in the district race. They should all finish out. Georgetown should finish out 4-0, and Cedar Park and Rouse should finish out 6-0. Now we've got 4 teams with 3 losses pending what happens in the district race tonight at the other stops around the district. In other games tonight, Rouse was at Conley. They had played that. Rouse beat them 28-0 on Saturday in the Icebox game. Bastrop played Elgin, and Eastview played at Hutto. Now, Friday's schedule, Georgetown will be at home. Weather permitting, Georgetown will be at home again against Cedar Creek. Cedar Park will be at Conley. Rouse will be at Hutto. And Eastview will be looking for a win when they go to Elgin. And then on Saturday, those teams will switch and play at 1 o'clock and play at 1 o'clock on Saturday. And I think Rob's ready to talk to the player of the game. Well, I'll tell you what, that's really playing it well tonight. We had
You're on the field. Can you guys up in the booth hear me all right? David England shaking his head, yes. Well, Rob Hipp down here with our SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle player of the game, number 4, Reese Grimes. Grimes coming in there those last 2 innings, pitching 6 outs in a row. Congratulations on the win, young man. I want to give you a handshake right here, brother. I know that your team did a lot of good work tonight, but, we like to spread the love as much as we can. And tonight, the whole team deserving the effort, but you coming in really securing the win for Georgetown. What does it feel like to not only now go 2 games on Rouse, but 2 against another contender in 19-5A Cedar Park, Reese?
Well, we're killing it out here. All these guys, they got their back, they got my back, and throughout the district, we're not really scared of anyone. We're kind of going back and forth with guys, but I believe that we can do it. We'll finish it out.
Well, Reese, I know that you guys look at each game, 1 game at a time, but how does it feel right now to be undefeated 12-0 in 19-5A?
I'm not going to lie, it feels pretty good. Being undefeated, just having all the guys out here, we're having fun out here playing baseball with all these. So, we're doing good.
Well, Reese, you're only a junior. Talk about how much this baseball program has meant to you so far here at Georgetown High School, and what are you looking forward to the most as you continue your high school career?
I can't explain it. They've done so much for me as a person, as a player. And I'm looking forward to my senior year, obviously, being the biggest guy on campus. We'll see how it works out, though.
Something y'all have been wearing are these Georgetown hats. They look pretty cool, the camo and the G and the United States flag. Tell us about that. What's the symbolism of that, man? I like it.
We haven't earned them. We had to earn them, and so it's been a long time since we got the chance to earn them. And we swept that second game against Rouse, and Coach went ahead and told us on the way home that we had earned them. And just one of those things. It's like a marker for us. It's a goal, and so everyone wants them. And the coaches showed it to us. And it's just something cool to have. We love it.
Through 12 games now, how do you feel at this point, Reese?
Good. I'm ready for playoffs.
Awesome. Well, final question, of course, camera right there on you. Who do you want to send a shout out to, man? Some love tonight.
I'll do Logan and Alex and Jay Tran and my man Zane too. So Fortnite.
Awesome. Well, Logan came into this game hitting 500. He's under that now, but still a great season so far. Awesome. Well, Reese Grimes, we appreciate you, our SHN Sports Georgetown Eagle player of the game, the junior Reese Grimes. As we now welcome over Coach Adam Foster. Coach, another great win tonight. Now 12 games in district play, all of them wins. How does it feel to beat another quality team and not only beat them, but 2 games in a row after that chilly night the other night? Cedar Park, a competitive team, but once again the Eagles fighting tough, coming out of here with the victory, Coach.
Man, I can tell you, our guys, they clutch up and they get the big hit when we need it, and our guys threw big pitches to get out of big innings to keep them to 1 run. So super proud of our guys, man. They've done really well.
Well, we, of course, coming out pitching first, doing a great job, but then Reese coming in and helping to seal that game. 6 outs completed for him, but doing a great job tonight. Georgetown only allowing 3 hits. Can you talk about the defense of the Georgetown Eagles tonight?
Yeah, we're really comfortable at home. I can tell you that. We love playing here at home, and our defense has really, really improved from the beginning of the year. We struggled a little bit, and the guys have gone to work, and they've been rock solid back there.
Well, this is another game to where it's a night where we talk about different players. Everyone on the Georgetown team this year seems like they're a playmaker, Coach. And tonight, we saw Jeffrey David out there at third base make a sliding play on his knee and able to throw that one over to Cole Moore. Talk about the play of Jeffrey David this year on third base.
Man, him and Cole Posio there on the left side have been just an absolute wall. To have two great athletes over there is tremendously picked up our defense and allowed our pitchers just to go pound the zone and let our defense play. But to speak to our guys, man, it's somebody new every night. It's never the same person. 3-hole's supposed to be the guy. Well, tonight it was him in the first, but wasn't him for the rest of the game. Then Jackson, who's been in the top of the lineup, we slide him down in the bottom and gets a huge knock to open things up for us. It's somebody new every night. That's what championship ball clubs do.
Well, Coach, we try to, spread the love, as we call it, among players. But if someone's going to have a stellar night after night, we're going to pick them.
Right.
But with Georgetown, it's made our job hard. Galen and I are up there trying to think, who can we pick tonight? And we've been able to spread the love because you just said it's a championship caliber team. Everybody sharing in that. Well, Coach, now at 12-0, you've got to feel pretty proud with where the Eagles are at. We're up 12 games, got 6 more to go here in district play. Cedar Creek and, the Cedar 4, that's right, 4 coming up. And Cedar Creek's going to be looking for a win. How does Georgetown keep their composure now that we're through kind of the thick of 19-5A? How does Georgetown keep their composure, though, at this point?
Same as we always do. We take it one game at a time. We focus on the process and do what we do. If we do what we do, we'll be successful.
Coach, important question. What flavor of gum is that? Because it smells pretty good, Coach.
Am I smacking it, too? That's Mentos. Sugar-free.
All right. Well, Coach, we appreciate you as always. Your accessibility has been outstanding this season. Congratulations on another win.
Appreciate you guys.
Once again, Coach Adam Foster, we appreciate all the fine work that he does here at Georgetown. Georgetown improves 12-0 in 19-5A. We're excited about where the Eagles are, and I will send it back up to Galen and Cole up in the booth. Back up to you guys.
Well, Cedar Park came into the series having given up only 10 runs in their first 8 games, but Georgetown has put 14 runs on them in the last 2 games. And now Cedar Park has a run differential of 51-24 in district instead of the differential they had coming into the game. Mm-hmm. Georgetown now has scored 89, outscored the opposition 89-25 in district.
Yeah, it was a really great game. There was you got to see errors and you got to see great hits. You got to see great steals. And it was a very, very great game. It was a close one for a while.
Georgetown came out there in the first inning and was really running. They had 4 stolen bases in the first inning.
Oh, yeah. It was real tight for the first 4 innings.
And Georgetown virtually, it would take a strange occurrence for them not to win the district right now. Because they would have to lose 3 games just to end in a tie with somebody. With 4 games left, they would have to lose all 4 games probably not to win the district championship. And that probably is not going to happen considering the quality of who they're playing the last 4 games, Conley and Cedar Creek. The other district coming into tonight that we'll play in by district, Magnolia and Tomball were tied for first at 6-1. Brenham was third at 5-2. And Tomball Memorial had passed slumping Willis, and they're 4-3 in district coming into tonight. So it looks like if things stood the same right now, we would play Tomball Memorial in by district.
Well, Galen, Nathan managed to sneak the camera in over here on us. Real quick, though, we'll send it back over to the Eagle dugout camera position there on 3 for just a second here. Georgetown doing some great work tonight, though, Galen, continuing their winning ways here in 19-5A.
Everything was real crisp tonight. Got the clutch hit, the good pitching, good defense. Hey, there were some good plays out there.
Well, Galen, as we look ahead, I'm struggling to catch my breath. That's why I asked Nathan to turn the camera. I'm struggling to catch my breath here tonight. I've been battling these allergies since last Tuesday. Again, thank you for covering one of the innings for us. As always, great job, Galen. The chemistry that you and I have is really flowing up here, and I appreciate all the work that you do bringing and to be honest, you're mentoring me, man, because baseball's still a sport that I'm learning as I call it, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. So but Georgetown doing what they have to do here in 19-5A. Let's look ahead as they now go to Cedar Creek. We'll be at home for that first game. Georgetown only 4 games remaining in 19-5A.
Yeah, you'd have to, as I said just a few minutes ago, you would have to lose 3 games to be just for anybody to tie you for first place, and then you'd have to lose all 4 of them to not finish in at least a tie for first. So you put yourself in a pretty darn good position, and there's a real good chance, as I said before, that the 3 top teams are going to all win out the rest of the way because they've got the schedules in their favor. All the top 3 teams have already all played one another.
Well, in Georgetown, as I asked Coach Foster down there, I said, what do you got to do to keep your composure? I can't talk right now. I've got a jumbled up talking here, but I asked Coach Foster, Galen, I said, what do you got to do to keep your composure at this time? He said, we just got to keep playing Eagle baseball.
Right.
And that's what they've done. And, some people say, oh, that's easy commenting. You just got to keep playing our game. But Coach Foster made a point tonight that was right on point. And for us, you and I up here as we broadcast, we always pick a player of the game. And our job has been somewhat challenging in doing that because, I'm not the kind of person, Galen, that wants to pick the same player every night. But if there's a player that deserves it, you better believe we're going to pick him.
Right.
But this has been a team where everybody, all the kids, all the players have stepped up and came around and made big plays and big sacrifices for the team at times, but then also turned around and made big plays. And they have warranted themselves as a player of the game. And, I'm fortunate that we're able to do that here at Georgetown and recognize those students. We don't ever want to leave anybody out because really it's been a full team effort. But every night there is another player who's stepping up, making big things happen for these Georgetown Eagles, Galen.
I think looking at the picture on the camera from the dugout, I think they're talking about the players, what the mental attitude of the team should be for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and if you look down there, as Nathan flipped it back over, after a win, Georgetown now knocks off Rouse. They knock off Cedar Park, which, let's be honest, a lot of folks out there said, and Georgetown's probably going to split those games. At this point, a lot of people thought, well, Georgetown would probably be 10-2 instead of 12-0.
Right.
And instead of Georgetown being 10-2, I think they've really turned a lot of heads, and they're really starting to earn some of these rankings that we're seeing. And you better believe that if things continue, not only will they be in the Texas high school rankings that we have constantly put up here, but they will be in that coaches poll that's coming out next Monday.
Right.
So, well, Galen, final thoughts here tonight from Georgetown, Texas.
They just got to keep it up. Right now, the big things right now are defense and pitching. Because we're going to if you can keep the other teams from scoring, you're going to win right now.
And that's what Georgetown has got to do here.
Well, look, we came in and it's 14. They had only given up 10 runs. Well, in 2 games we scored 14 runs on them, and we only allowed 4.
Yep. So we'll see if they can continue. Galen is. I'm gonna stand up here and just get a quick. David wants to get us one last shot up here, I believe. So we'll stand up for just a second here, Galen. And again, Georgetown moves on. Now 12-0 here in 19-5A. Cedar Park will fall here in district play to 7-3. So Georgetown looking very good here and healthy in that number 1 spot in 19-5A. Galen, I think this is a team that has drastically improved from what we saw last year. No offense to that team, but everybody doing work. And we haven't seen, I don't want to degrade what we've seen by Georgetown thus far. They've done phenomenal, but we haven't seen some of the powerful hitting that we have in the years past. But Georgetown is doing things not only behind the bat, but also up there on the mound as well. And then out on the defense, it's really making the difference here this season.
And they set a very aggressive tone in the first inning with all those stolen bases. You get 4 steals in the first inning, and that's going to catch the other team's attention. And the other team's going to get very conscious of what Georgetown's going to do on the bases.
Well, Galen, final thoughts here as we sign off tonight.
I think we're in good shape.
See, that's why I like having Galen up here, because I asked Galen the final thoughts, and he goes, we're good.
Yeah.
Well, Galen, is always a great job. Nathan Hyde over here as well. He's kind of hiding, but Nathan can come into the view here. Nathan's always doing a great job for us as well, running the technical direction tonight. But, again, Georgetown victorious. A happy final score tonight. Georgetown defeats Cedar Park. They improve now to 12-0 in 19-5A. The happy final score tonight from Georgetown. Georgetown 4, Cedar Park 1. We will catch up with you on
Friday at 7 o'clock.
Friday at 7 right back here at home. Remember, friends, as I always like to say, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, so provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there tonight needs you.
And, you know, if you have any connection with the weatherman, try and get that 50% chance of rain moved to Sunday or Thursday instead of Friday this week.
Well, again, folks, your happy final score, Georgetown 4, Cedar Park 1. We'll catch up with you on Friday. Good night, and God bless from Georgetown.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hipp Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hipp Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hipp Network and SHNSports.com.